Yeah, so basically, a professional toilet breaker. I've been doing this for about 10 years. Basically, what I do is I go to typically all you can eat establishments where I find I can get the most bang from a buck to accelerate the business process, if you will. So I go in and get my food there. Now, I will typically start doing this activity around 11 in the morning. That's when the buffets open up. And I need to get an early start, if you will, because I got a long day ahead of me. You know, each place I visit is at least an hour and a half to get the food into the stomach, into the digestive tract, and through it. Because basically what I do is I just load up plates, typically, 4 or 5 plates of food. When I am done digesting the food, I will use the restroom facilities. And I will basically just leave a big, huge dookie in the toilet. We're talking a massive dookie here. I mean, it's large. It's large. I think of that part of the Pee Wee Herman movie, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, where he gets in the truck. The truck driver gives him a ride, and then after he steps out, she says, "Tell him Large Marge sent you." That's what I whisper to myself sometimes when I feel the last piece of shit coming out of my anus. You know what I mean? And I make sure to fill it up with toilet paper, nice and good too. Not too much. I don't want it to look like I'm intentionally stuffing the toilets. But it's really the main thing has got to be the fecal matter has to be the primary clog. The fecal matter has to be the primary cause of the clog and the malfunction. And what I try to do is I always try to break, multiple toilets if possible. Like, let's say they've got 3 fixtures in the restroom. I will go into each stall and I will leave as big a dookie as possible in each one. If I feel, it's taken a lot to develop this skill, but I can kind of feel inside and know that maybe I only got enough dookie power for one. Now, you might think I could keep it consistent. It's really a hit or miss thing. It has to do with the internal workings of my own body on that day, if I'm hydrated enough and what have you, what they're serving on the buffet, even the weather. I mean, it comes down to a number of factors, so there's really no way of telling for sure, but I do my best to break as many toilets as I can. They just can't flush. And then I just go to the management and I say, I'm deeply sorry. It appears that the toilets are out of order. Now I never have to incriminate myself. I can always kind of play it off as if someone was in there before me. I do try to play it off that way. I don't want to come across as the one who's breaking the toilets. Otherwise, I want to be able to go back to these places. And I do have a rotation. I can't go back to the same place and break the toilet every week, or they just won't let me back. Typically, I have to give it about a month. So I've got to fill up my roster. I do drive. I do drive up to 3 hours, to get to some of these places. My friend has developed a proprietary software to help me, create a list of places and a rotation. But what will then happen is the management will typically examine the restroom. And on the spot, they'll kind of acknowledge that the toilet is indeed broken. And I will then slip in as quickly as possible, just a helpful hint that, hey, I just actually happened to see my friend around the corner. He's a plumber. He was doing a call at another business. He could come on down here and fix all these for a reasonable price. Of course, sometimes they have a guy already in mind, but the fact that I'm saying he's just around the corner, I mean, that's appealing. So he comes on down there and he fixes them toilets and sends me a little kickback, you know what I mean? So, if he's pulling a $500 job, he's sending me $200 off of that, pocketing $300 for himself. So a lot of times it's just an easy fix, just a drain snake or some elbow grease on the plunging. Nothing too serious, if need be. He's got some extra strong chemicals in there, but hey, it's a sweet gig, and I'm cleaning house. I'm cleaning house. You know what I mean? I'm making a good living. Like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years, professional toilet breaker. Just going around dropping fat dookies in the toilets of various all-you-can-eat establishments in the area. That's what I do.